will tell you it's not okay to let women have vibrators in your house.
Oh my
I
God.
went in the room.
We've been having vibrators.
No. I went in the room.
And now we got a vibrator.
And the vibrator has not been out. Get out of here. In forever.
Yep.
Then I seen the shit plugged up.
You made me frustrated. I had to use it.
Okay, so then I just put the motherfucker.
Yo, Tyrese, listen, man. I don't know what you mad about. Niggas don't talk about you up here at all. We don't talk about you. You cool. You came up here. You was calm. You was nice. We like that. Now you go on live talking about the nigga in the hot chair. I don't talk about you. Whatever old video you saw me talking about you, you be bugging. You was running around here acting like you want your marriage back, and then you over here with your lady. Shout out, beautiful. I respect her, but man, come on, man. Go get a hobby or something. Go to church. You know, aren't you cool with all the pastors, TD Jake, shout out to them, and Creflo and all of them? They go hang out with them and get a hobby. Because nobody, I don't want to hear this. Don't call me out. I know where you at. What's up? I'm not talking on live. I told you to add me on Flip the Network and you didn't want to add me. Add me on Flip the Network. You want to talk and, y'all talked about me up there and stuff and my family and my life and my wife. Check this out. We are going to talk about you if you go live every day talking about the same shit. Enough is enough. We heard you.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Man 91. Listen, we're talking to you guys. My microphone's here, so don't bring that closer to me. We're talking to you guys, obviously, about Tyrese really quickly, because you know what? I've been saying this for the last few months, actually, about the Tyrese situation. He passive-aggressive. And passive-aggressive, listen, ordinarily, it's not so bad, but the reality is, whenever someone is so passively aggressive, it means they're not able to express themselves in the fullest right. Something that keeps happening with Tyrese, it happened with DJ Envy and Charlemagne. It's now happened with Joe Budden's podcast. We've seen it happen with the Samantha Lee situation. We've seen it happen with Zelle originally. Tyrese is a person that is passive aggressive. And it just shows how stunted he is in the area of expressing himself, because it always comes out after the situation's happened, right? Originally, when he was with Zelle, they broke up, and then he had to write up a whole post talking about how she's a snake, how she's this, how she's that. And I said that was dangerous behavior when he did it. Samantha Lee now, there's protracted conversations about the situation with the 20K. And listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm not mad at it. You know, that fact that, you know, you want to have your say. It's the way he's going about it again once more, right? That doesn't mean Samantha Lee is free from this situation. She isn't. And then we've got situation with, obviously, Joe Budden, quite recent, the DJ Envy situation, where after the podcast, he then started to have his say on his platform, right? When he could have said it right in front of them. And then Joe Budden's situation, too, once again, addresses an issue straight, once again, after the podcast has been done. Why? Well, the whole reason is that because when passive-aggressive people get involved in any type of situation, their whole thing is to maintain a reputation, right? They don't want to seem like the bad guy. They don't want to seem like the person who is going to say something mean. They don't want to seem like the person who is going to say something controversial, right? But the reality is they're angry, they're hurt, and they're frustrated. And so what ends up actually happening is they end up, instead of just telling the truth of how they feel at that immediate moment, what they end up doing is trying to be sly, smirking. They try to be, they try to say things on the low, backbiting, gaslighting, and they say things after the situation has pretty much been done. And so we've seen that with Tyrese consistently. Now, the very first video you actually watched, I played a clip, which actually is much longer, and I would have played it a lot further along, and he ends up actually, he's basically taking a vibrator off his girl, Zelle. He's made it into a joke. Once more again, he tends to make a lot of things, quote unquote, into a joke, which are actually serious. Puts her vibrator down into the sink, or the wash basin, you want to call it, and into the trash, you know, I don't know what you guys Americans call it. I can't remember what it's called. And it's meant to like cut it up and break it down, right? Unfortunately, the vibrator got stuck. So now he's there trying to fish the vibrator out whilst simultaneously having a conversation about how vibrators aren't replacing men. We don't want machines to replace men. And a lot of it, and then he ends up joking around saying, telling her to shut up and And it's like, this is not the first time we've seen this kind of interaction between himself and Zelle. right? We've seen, I told you already about Zelle that she's had some interactions where she said some wild things, but Tyrese likes these women where he has toxicity at the forefront. Like, he likes these women that he's gonna have a back and forth with. He likes those women that are gonna have a little bit of a chat back. He likes those women where he can do this and be passive aggressive with it. And I think to myself, how many times are we going to keep on doing this, Tyrese? If you want different results, you're going to have to change it. If you're somebody who's passive aggressive, right? The whole reason why you're being passive aggressive is because you're failing to be able to express negative feelings and emotions appropriately. You need to get comfortable with saying what's on your mind. I'm on that journey. So this isn't a personal vendetta against anybody. I'm on that journey because I know how dangerous it becomes when you don't actually tell people how you actually feel, right? And how quickly it becomes sabotage, and how quickly it becomes gaslighting, and how quickly it becomes, major arguments down the line, how things pile up and then become really big explosions later on. And the reason being is because you don't tell people the truth in that immediate moment. Right? You had Queen Flips right there and Joe Budden on his podcast. Why not tell them how you felt? You had DJ Envy and you had Charlamagne right there. If you felt some way towards DJ Envy, why not say it to him on the podcast at the time? You didn't, right? Now, of course, he's been quite vocal with the Samantha Lee situation. Yes. And, we'll do a video about the Samantha Lee situation too, because there's confusion all aboard on this one. But for me personally, it just shows a little bit of insecurity from Tyrese in this instance. No matter how vocal he is about the things that he goes through, it shows a bit of insecurity, right? And then I think also as well, part of it in my notes here, it's behavior that actually becomes attention seeking, right? So when we see this clip where he's talking to Zelle and having a conversation with Zelle about the vibrator situation, right? What you'll find is it becomes a self-soothing, self-seeking kind of expedition. And it no longer is about anything sensible, apart from the fact that we're getting information we don't need to know. Just like when he was going down on her on live, and was he clipping her toenails or whatever, or eating or whatever he was eating from her. And it's just too much. With Tyrese, there's a constant need to attention seek. And I think that goes hand in hand with also the passive aggressiveness, the want and need to be loved and cared for, while simultaneously failing to be able to communicate that is something that I think he does quite a lot. And if you're somebody who's going through that, I want you just to pay attention to it, right? You are wanting and seeking love and care, and wanting to be desired, and wanting to be to be seen, right? And your way of doing that, and sometimes it is attention seeking, right? And also sometimes being passive aggressive. And when you want to be heard, you use passive aggressive means. So for instance, when you feel like someone's not hearing you, instead of just saying it outrightly, you do things that are wild in order to get people's attention. I need Tyrese to stop, okay? Because it gets toxic really, really quickly. Arguments escalate really, really quickly because the object of the argument quickly shifts focus because you're being passive aggressive. Because you're not fully telling that person how you actually feel, the argument shifts its Pan diagram really quickly, because you're going to say some stuff that's not in alignment with the argument because you're being passive aggressive, right? And the definition of passive aggressive is expressing negative feelings such as anger or annoyance indirectly instead of directly. I need Tyrese to stop. Let it go, because you're going to ruin that relationship with Zelle too. And we need to have a conversation about Zelle actually, because right now you've become a placeholder. There was a clip that I saw with Joe Budden and Tyrese, and the way he spoke about it, I said, oh, he's making her a placeholder. She don't know that. Why aren't they married? He loves and cherishes marriage so much. They've been together for how many years, and why they're not married? Now, of course, someone don't want to rush it because obviously you've been there, done that. But the reality of the situation is, yeah, brother, you're not over it. And being in a relationship with Zelle while trying to get over an ex, that ain't it. Like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate y'all. Stay locked, so we'll see you again very, very soon.